For decades, Australia was the default escape hatch. A working holiday visa, a cheap flight, and you were in. But the global migration landscape has shifted. On the x-axis, we have quality of life. On the y-axis, the cost of entry. Watch what happens as we project to 2026. The barriers to entry shoot straight up. Australia has transitioned from an open-door hub to a premium, high-barrier market. This strategy forces a very specific trade. You are exchanging the career velocity and rapid wealth accumulation of a global financial center for world-class work-life balance and rigid base salary protections. That choice sits at the center of three distinct groups: the international student facing financial friction, the skilled professional hitting salary thresholds, and the returning expat weighing ambition. Australia has replaced the traditional rite of passage with a calculated, high-stakes financial investment. Success now requires exact alignment with your specific stage of life. On paper, the economic signals look excellent. The labor market is tight, and the latest data shows unemployment sitting at a healthy 4.1%. But the ground reality is defined by friction. Visa entry fees have hit $2,000, while rental availability is at record lows, and vocal expats are increasingly highlighting a lack of local ambition. This creates a gap for the highly skilled mobile workforce. When the cost to participate is this high, you have to be certain the final outputs justify the massive inputs. Finding an answer involves looking past the lifestyle myths to the July 2025 policy walls, the current macroeconomic squeeze, and the true cultural realities of the Australian workplace. The current visa structure operates as a deliberate financial filter. It isolates established talent while making entry-level migration increasingly difficult. For the entry-level cohort, the barrier is significant. Student visa fees jumped 25% to $2,000, coupled with much stricter financial capacity requirements. Students are now required to take on massive upfront financial risk. While they gain unrestricted postgraduate work rights, the sunk cost of simply reaching the starting line has never been higher. This matrix shows the new baseline. The $2,000 student visa is at the base, scaling to the core skills tier at $76,515. At the top, the specialist skills tier requires $141,210. These thresholds force employers to pay high wages, ensuring domestic salaries aren't undercut. While this protects workers, it makes sponsoring junior or entry-level migrants economically unviable for the majority of Australian businesses. This policy wall effectively prices out the early career hustler. Only highly capitalized or exceptionally skilled individuals can now secure a long-term foothold. Once you navigate the visa system, you face the domestic economic reality. The Reserve Bank of Australia maintains a very tight grip on monetary policy. Australia is managing a per capita recession. While population growth keeps the national GDP positive, individual household disposable income is actually shrinking. This dual-axis graph shows the problem. Real wage growth has remained flat, while housing and interest rate costs, shown by the spiking red line, have increased aggressively. The physical property market is the ultimate bottleneck. With rental vacancies at just 1.2%, finding a home is a primary survival challenge. You might secure a high-tier salary, but your actual purchasing power is severely restricted by the sheer cost of securing a roof. Navigating this cash flow squeeze means a high base salary is a requirement for survival, not a guaranteed ticket to rapid wealth. Beyond the economic data, there is a qualitative workplace culture that often drives expat regret. Global hubs like London and New York thrive on a hyper-competitive hustle environment, where career growth is built on relentless output and long hours. The Australian corporate system emphasizes flat hierarchies and a culture of living for the weekend, with much stricter boundaries around personal time. This cultural preference manifests as tall poppy syndrome. Hyper-competitive ambition and aggressive career climbing are often actively discouraged. The result is a low-stress daily existence with immense access to nature and genuine time for family. But for a career-focused professional, this can feel stifling. Ambitious expats often report feeling disconnected from global industry momentum. Moving to Australia requires surrendering peak career velocity. In return, you receive geographic and mental balance that is difficult to find anywhere else. When you synthesize the data, the strategic question becomes clear. Who actually wins in this environment? This scorecard highlights the negative ROI. If you seek rapid career ascension, thrive on the urban hustle, or lack significant savings, Australia is a struggle. The perfect match is a mid to senior specialist clearing 140K, someone who values time outside the office over titles inside. Expat regret is rarely a flaw in the country itself. It's a failure to align personal ambition with geographic reality. Audit your current phase of life before starting the visa process. Be honest about your capital, your career ceiling, and your family goals. Australia in 2026 is a premium lifestyle product. Pay the subscription price only if your current life stage demands exactly what it offers.